Hello and welcome to our campground review of a recent stay at Paynes Prairie Preserve State Park in Florida. Here we're southbound on US Highway 441 approaching the entrance. If you're traveling on Interstate 75 from the south, you can exit at 374. In Micanopy, if you're traveling south, you may exit at exit 382 in Gainesville to get to US 441. Within a short distance of pulling into the park, you'll arrive at the ranger station. The check-in process was very fast and efficient, and the young woman that waited on us was very helpful and informative and friendly. She gave us several brochures, which I've included at the end of the video.
Hi there.
We've never been here before, but we have camping reservations.
Good luck, have fun. Yeah.
As we begin our drive to the campground, I thought I'd share some preliminary information before we start the tour. First of all, there are no full hookup sites in the campground. They do, however, all have electric and water, and as you see here, a number of the sites have 50 amp service. There are also two handicap sites, number 16 and number 39. 39 is a paved site that has an adjoining sidewalk to the bathroom. This site would be perfect for somebody who is mobility impaired and is confined to a wheelchair. If you're a history buff like me, you probably wonder where the name of the campground came from. Puc Puggy is a Seminole word that means flower hunter. It was the nickname given to William Bartram, a botanist who studied Florida's plant life in the 1770s. Bartram actually lived with the Seminole people while researching the area's flora and fauna. There is no camp store located on the park property, so you're going to want to bring everything you need for your stay. There is, however, a supermarket located approximately 12 miles to the north in the city of Gainesville, and there are two convenience stores with limited supplies located about 1 mile south of the park entrance. The campground is very easy to find. You travel on Savannah Boulevard from the ranger station, taking your first left onto Puggy Road, and then after about 4/10 of a mile, another left into the campground. The campground consists of a single loop containing 50 campsites. 15 of these sites are intended for tent only and have adjacent parking, and then the other 35 have water and electric hookups and are intended for RV use. Now we're going to start the actual tour of the campground. We're going to drive through twice. This first trip, we have the camera mounted on the driver's side of the vehicle, and you are seeing the campsites that are on the inside of the loop. As we drive through the campground, I thought I'd share a few other details. This state park is a hiker's delight. There are a number of marked trails located throughout the property. Some of them are very short. Jackson's Gap Trail is 1.2 miles. There is one called Cone's Dyke Trail that is 8 miles round trip, takes you out onto the prairie. Our favorite, though, was the Bolin Bluff Trail. You actually have to exit the park and go north on 441, short distance, to arrive at the trailhead. This is a 2.5 mile round trip that takes you all the way out onto the prairie and to an observation tower where we were fortunate enough to see 9 bison and a number of wild horses. Lake Wahlberg is also on the property and located adjacent to the campground. There's a short paved path directly from the campsites to the lake. There's a fishing pier there and a boat ramp. However, no motorized vessels are allowed, but canoeing, kayaking, and sailing would be permissible. I'm going to speed things up a little bit as we pass a large area where there are no campsites. I did want to mention that about halfway through the loop, there's a cut-through road on the left so that you don't have to travel around the entire distance of the loop. There's one RV site on that cut-through road, Site 11, that I did not film. I also wanted to mention there's two bathhouses on the property, one at the west end of the park and one at the east end. We're getting ready to pass one here on the left. This is the east bathhouse. There's nothing particularly extraordinary about these. However, they were very clean, and we noticed the rangers cleaning them every morning. They also appeared to not be heated or air conditioned. We were there on a morning when it was in the 30s, and it was the same temperature inside the bathhouse as it was outside. And as we pass Site 43, you'll see some friendly campers waving, and then probably wondering why my truck is bristling with GoPro cameras. As I passed Site 45, I had to come to a complete stop for a few minutes as the campers in 47 were departing with a gigantic fifth wheel with 5 slides. Okay, as we pass Site 49, we've concluded the loop on the inside. Now we're going to go around and we're going to move the camera to the passenger side or the right side of the vehicle, and we'll make one more trip through. For those of you that enjoy cycling, there are miles of paved roads throughout the park. There's very little traffic. My wife and I felt quite safe riding our bikes on the road. Several of the trails also allow trail bikes. Whether you bike, hike, or drive, I highly recommend a visit to the Visitor Center. There you'll find a number of exhibits and displays that have information about the area. Whatever you do, don't miss the video that plays constantly in the small theater in the Visitor Center. It shows the park through all 4 seasons and is some of the most spectacular videography I've ever seen. Here we're passing the tent camping sites. They're located right next to the parking area and immediately across the street from the West Bathhouse. If you're looking for things to do outside the park, I would highly recommend visiting Micanopy. It's a small town located approximately 3 miles to the south of the park. There's a wonderful history museum there and a number of antique shops. You might also consider visiting Gainesville, approximately 12 miles to the north of the park. Gainesville is, of course, the home to University of Florida and has a number of restaurants and bars and other things to do. If there's particular kinds of information that you would like to see in a video like this, please leave a comment below and let me know how I could do a better job in the future. I also wanted to refer you to floridastateparks.org if you'd like more detailed information or you'd like to make reservations. Upon exiting the campsite, you'll see a single dump station located on your right. And as mentioned earlier, there are 2 bathhouses, and they're located within a very short walking distance of every one of the campsites. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you'd give us a thumbs up and even consider subscribing to the channel. We have more campground reviews and more travel videos planned as we make our way around the country, and we hope you'll come along for the ride. For you nature lovers, I thought I'd leave some photographs I took during our stay. There is no shortage of wildlife to enjoy, and I hope that you'll consider a visit to Paynes Prairie Preserve State Park.